good time. Rain, wind, making a mess of the roads just as thousands upon thousands of people get ready to travel for the holiday.
The storm is also causing delays around the Northeast on a day when most flights are already packed to capacity.
And we aren't through yet. More wind and rain expected this afternoon when the storm finally pulls out, and the big concern following it.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at Noon starts right now.
Well, Thanksgiving is about family and food. The day before Turkey Day is all about gobbling up the traffic and sitting through some unappetizing rain. Thank you for joining us. I'm David Wade.
And I'm Paula Ebben. We have a live look for you at Logan Airport. Crowds have been steady all day. Flights are taking off and landing. Pretty quiet right now, but around the country, more than 200 flights have already been canceled, many of those at Newark, LaGuardia, and Philadelphia airports. And those aren't the only delays we're starting to see. Amtrak says that there are wires down between New Haven and Boston, so that's causing some delays. Amtrak service runs from Boston through Rhode Island and Connecticut to New York City, Philadelphia, and then on to Washington, D.C. And the Steamship Authority has also suspended all ferry service between Hyannis and Nantucket because of high winds and big waves. Service is on hold now until further notice.
Sky, I was over Wellesley a little while ago. This is Route 9. You can see plenty of ponding there, slowing traffic down. And in Lakeville, winds brought a tree down right on top of two cars parked in the driveway of a home. The good news there is that no one was hurt. If you've been dashing to and from the car this morning and you were drenched, you don't feel lucky, but we are lucky that this wasn't something different. Snow comes to mind.
It's true. The heaviest rain ended about 2 hours ago, but we are going to see periods of rain all day until the evening, and the wind isn't going to die down either. Todd Dutner's keeping an eye on the storm, and thank goodness it's this warm.
Yes, temperatures up around 60 degrees. The balmy spring-like feel exists, but so does the rain and so does the wind, and it continues. We're about to get into another heavy set of downpours in the Boston area. It's sneaking up from the south. Most spots in eastern Mass and central Mass have already picked up well over an inch of rain, and this will put us up close to 2 inches in many communities. And the rain stretches back through the mid-Atlantic, so we'll go through several waves before the storm finally lifts on out of here. Let's get the details on our timeline. We'll actually see a brief lull after this next heavy downpour, a brief lull followed by more heavier showers for the evening commute. Then those lift on out of here, leaves behind scattered showers after 6 o'clock, and finally the storm lifts on out of here and delivers us a cold blast following it. The wind gusts, they're still impressive, especially over southeastern Mass. We're gusting frequently over 40 miles per hour, Cape and Islands, and up to about 30 miles per hour in Boston, so scattered power outages are still possible, and a little bit of tree damage as well. Again, at least the temperatures are warm, up around 60 degrees, but this is only temporary. Cold blast arrives tonight with a new issue, black ice, and I'll talk about that coming up a little bit later in the show. Guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. So the weather department is very, very busy, and we'll be bringing you updates. You can always check on CBSBoston.com about weather, those delays we were telling you about at airports and Amtrak as well, and we'll update everything later on WBZ News at 5 o'clock. We're also following some breaking news right now. WBZ sources confirm convicted killer James Whitey Bulger has been moved from the Plymouth Correctional Facility. At this point, no one is saying on the record where he's being taken, but the state of Florida had been trying to transfer Bulger down there to face charges in a 1982 murder, which could carry the death penalty. Also new at noon, the woman accused of driving drunk and killing a little girl is being held without bail. The little girl's mother was also hurt in this accident, and her family is struggling to cope with a tragedy of this scale, which has been just devastating right before the holidays. And WBZ's Sarah Conji is joining us live from outside the courthouse, and she's going to bring us up to date on the proceedings inside. Sarah?
Paula, the driver, the suspect, Olivia Mora, was arraigned a short while ago, and she is being held without bail. We learned in court that she herself is a mother, has a 3-year-old daughter. Well, now she is accused of being behind the wheel, allegedly drunk, when she hit and killed a 7-year-old Dorchester girl. The girl's father spoke about his grief to WBZ Radio.
How can you take a life? How can you take a 7-year-old girl's life?
A father father in shock after his 7-year-old daughter was killed, her mother seriously hurt when they were struck by an SUV yesterday afternoon while walking home from school. It was a scene witnesses like Nicole McFarland wish they could forget.
Because I see the little girl, and she was trying to lift her face up out of the dirt, and they were screaming for me not to touch her. And unfortunately, after a while, she just stopped. She just stopped moving.
Boston police arrested 36-year-old Olivia Mora for drunk driving and motor vehicle homicide. Witnesses say she tried to back up her SUV, but bystanders stopped her.
She didn't show any emotion until the police got there.
McFarland says she knows Mora from the community and saw her yesterday morning, hours before the crash.
The way her looked, I was like, Uncle, there's something up with her. There's something wrong with her. She's cooked.
Candles and teddy bears now mark the scene where it all happened. The girl's father came here this morning in grief, remembering how helpful his daughter was to the whole family.
She loved taking care of her brothers, loved going to school. And she's always been like the best help when it comes to her mom and the younger kids, even though she's young herself.
The little girl was identified in court as Brianna Rosales. Now, Brianna's mother was also hurt in this crash. She went through surgery last night, and we are told she is expected to recover. Live at the Dorchester Courthouse, I'm Sarah Kanji. Paula, back to you.
Sarah, thank you.
Well, police say he terrorized more than 20 Dunkin' Donuts stores. Today, he's answering to a judge for that.
Yeah, we've learned that the man in custody is a former Dunkin' Donuts employee. WBZ's Bree Season is joining us live now from court. Bree?
Paula and David, Isaiah Murphy spent last night in lockup with Canton Police, where Dunkin' Donuts is headquartered. Prosecutors are hoping to keep him in jail for the foreseeable future. In court today, prosecutors said they found ammo and sneakers that could connect Murphy to those robberies. They say his car was also spotted near one of the crime scenes. The judge set a $200,000 cash bail. Investigators say the man seen climbing through windows and on Dunkin' Donuts surveillance cameras is former employee Isaiah Murphy. A serial robber used a gun and sometimes a knife to calmly demand money from as many as 25 locations this year.
He seemed so cool about it, like he just came in, jumped on top of the counter, got the register open, took the money, jumped right back off and left.
Wendy, who is still scared to show her face, says the robbery she survived this summer was terrifying.
I'm shaking right now just talking about it.
The brazen and frequent nature of the robberies put investigators into overdrive.
So although he wasn't getting a lot of money, we were afraid that somebody was going to eventually get hurt, and we wanted to, expend as many resources as we can to take a dangerous person off the street.
Canton police say it took a while to get a search warrant for Murphy's home. They had him under surveillance and finally gathered enough evidence Tuesday to charge him with at least 2 robberies.
He's been on a radar for a while, and it was just his activity and clothing and some just good old-fashioned police work.
Murphy's lawyer says he's a 2008 graduate of Dedham High School without a record. He also says he believes that the gun used in the crimes was a BB gun. The judge set a probable cause hearing for the end of December. Live in Stoughton, I'm Bree Season, WBZ News.
All companies at 2471 be advised Mayday for engine 28 officer. Unknown location, unknown nature of the Mayday.
That was the call warning a Boston firefighter was unaccounted for early this morning in Jamaica Plain. The Boston Fire Department was able to find him a short time later, but he has third-degree burns battling the fire at a home in Jamaica Plain on Pond Circle. That injured firefighter is being treated at Brigham and Women's Hospital, and that's where he'll be spending Thanksgiving. Well, the city of Boston is officially kicking off Hanukkah celebrations this afternoon. Mayor-elect Marty Walsh and Rabbi Lieberman of the Congregation Lubavitch Synagogue will light the city's glass menorah this afternoon in front of the Macy's in downtown Crossing. Mayor Tom Anito had been scheduled to be there as well, but had to cancel at the last minute.
At least one man is giving thanks this weekend for the quick work of a police officer.
Coming up, pictures of a dramatic rescue from a burning truck. And a little girl thought a phone call from her soldier dad on Thanksgiving was the best surprise ever until she saw what happened next.
And we continue to watch the roads for you this noontime. Heading to break here with a live look from Mobile 4, headed west on the Mass Pike. Actually looking pretty good right now. We'll have another update coming back in 2 minutes.
You never know what winter will bring.
Plum Island lost half a dozen homes.
So the WBZ AccuWeather team is going in depth.
So how much snow can you expect this winter?
Reporting from the coast.
Timing is everything during these big winter storms.
And our roadways.
The latest technology to keep the roads safe.
To help you prepare for whatever comes our way. Join us for the WBZ Ion Weather Special Winter Preview. Saturday at 7:30 on WBZ. Presented by Raytheon.
Here comes Sullivan Tires' biggest sale weekend ever, with huge savings on auto service and tires all weekend long. Starting with, get this, buy 2 Sullivan Value Line tires between 6 and 10 on Friday morning, and get 2 tires free. Buy 3 Goodyear or Yokohama tires and get 1 free all weekend. Enter to win a $500 Visa gift card. But all these huge deals are this weekend only, and only at Sullivan Tire.
You have peripheral neuropathy. I described the pain in my legs. The other doctors I went to, they prescribed medications. Gabapentin, Lyrica, Neurontin, Cymbalta. All I wanted was for the pain to stop. What I wanted was New England Health and Wellness. A team of doctors with a new treatment that will give you your life back. That's New England Health and Wellness. An end to the pain. It's all I wanted. Call now to speak with one of our specialists. New England Health and Wellness, 978-788-9355.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luna.
Right now at Luna, get an incredible 70% off carpet, hardwood, and laminate flooring.
877-241. Luna.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by Descenza Diamonds.
A dramatic rescue caught on a cruiser cam in New Jersey. A truck driver became unconscious when his rig caught on fire. This was in Cape May Monday night. An officer who was driving by the scene runs over and rescues the driver from the burning truck. The driver is expected to be okay. The officer, who's been on the force for 7 years, says he was just doing his job.
Well, a soldier gives his daughter quite a Thanksgiving surprise. The girl was FaceTiming with her dad, just like Skype, obviously, who she thought was still in Afghanistan, but he was actually hiding in the garage the whole time.
Where are you? I could guess. Oh my God. No, Lana, not what?
Get them.
Where is he? Dad!
Doesn't get any better than that. Nice hug there from Dad to his daughter, Kayla. Back from Afghanistan, safe and sound. Such a great thing to see.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving for them. That is so great.
Well, fried turkey tastes great, but it's not worth losing your home for.
Coming up, the 3 things you should not do if you plan on deep frying that bird.
And the rain continues, the wind continues when the storm finally moves out, and a problem that I see for you on the roads late tonight and early tomorrow morning. It's coming up next.
And we're continuing to watch the roads for you. Here's a live look right now, 128 from our Needham camera. Awfully murky out there. We'll be back right after this.
He hit me in my eye.
Did you file a complaint?
Yes, ma'am. I told him to do what he wants to do because he's an idiot.
Judge Judy.
Today at 4 on WBZ TV.
She betrayed her own mother to survive.
We knew at some point one of us would have to vote the other one out. I just didn't think it was going to be so soon, but I'm proud of her.
CBS tonight. Now she's the game's biggest threat.
Teenage mom, Hellraiser, she can look at your eyes and lie better than everybody.
She makes me nervous.
I don't think I can trust her. You put your trust in the wrong person. You're going home.
New Survivor, CBS tonight, 8/7 Central.
An ocean away from you lies the land of Kerrygold. Our land, washed over softly by pure Atlantic rain. Ireland is lush and green and simply made for butter. Generations of Kerrygold farmers have grazed their cows here on grass, just as nature intended. And this great grass gives us the rich, golden, delicious butter that we call Kerrygold. Kerrygold, pure Irish butter.
There are a number of new reasons to look at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts for your Medicare options. The name you know so well now has options you may not know, starting with new Blue Cross Medicare plans as low as $0. These plans include everything from routine annual physicals to hearing and vision exams, and prescription drugs. And we have an affordable individual dental plan too. Call us for information and to request our free guide to Medicare. And of course, these plans all come with the peace of mind of Blue Cross. So call 1-888-800-8445 for your free copy of your guide to Medicare with no obligation. You've got a number of reasons to go with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Think of all the meetings you'll have this week, running from one to the next. Take a moment and think, how many of those meetings will be life-changing? When you become a big sister, you change a little. Just a few hours a week with a little sister makes a big difference.
Visit BigSister.org and find out how you can be an inspiration to a young girl.
Proudly supported by WBZ.
Thanks, sister! How girls get to great.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by the Zappix app.
We've been talking about, Todd has mentioned there's a lot to be cautious about if you're heading out this afternoon.
Yeah, it is slick out there. WBZ's Michelle Roberts is in Mobile 4 right now, headed west on the Mass Pike. We should mention, Michelle not the one driving, but rather in the passenger seat. Michelle?
Well, Paula and David, the bad news is the weather not so good. The rain coming down pretty hard right now. But the good news is that volume is pretty light. Things are moving along well. I'm in the passenger seat here. It looks like we're going about 50 miles an hour. So not too fast. Just because of the rain, you want to take it slow. Let's take a look at the roads right now. You can see a lot of pooling out there. We're in the center lane. It seems to be the best bet for avoiding those big puddles. Hydroplaning could be an issue, but thankfully there are no accidents on the pike right now. We're going through Wayland on the westbound side, and overall not too bad. And if you do time it right today, there will be a free ride through the Alston-Brighton tolls from 3 to 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's thanks to Plymouth Rock Assurance. And good news as well, free coffee at the State Plazas on Thanksgiving from 10 p.m. until Friday at 5 a.m. And just a little fun fact about the Pike on this day before the holiday. Today is the 48th busiest day on the Pike. And in case you were wondering, Columbus Day and Mother's Day weekend come in number 1 and 2. And right now, so volume is pretty light. It's a good time to get out the door if you are heading out of town. But I have a feeling tonight will not be so good when this rain tapers off. And of course, everybody is leaving work and trying to start the holiday weekend. Paula, David, back to you.
All right, Michelle, thank you. And, you know, I hate driving in the rain. It still doesn't look like great conditions for driving.
It immediately slows everything down. And then, you know, anything can happen. There's a lot of people who really
One little accident, they'll back the whole thing up. Yeah. Let's bring in Todd now and talk about when the rain should start to taper off. How long we got for this?
Well, it's going to last up into the evening hours, and that's going to add on to these totals. For East Sandwich, up and over 2 inches of rain right now, about 2.5 inches. Pepperell and Millis and Brockton and Natick, all about 1.5 inches or even more. So most of the region has received between 1 and 2 inches of rain, and we're getting soaked again in Boston with another burst of rain that's coming down in eastern Mass. Then we get into a brief lull, followed by more rain showers into the evening. So yes, wet up through about 8, 9 o'clock this evening. Taking to the timeline, there'll be a brief lull before we get this final burst of rain. These heavier showers will work up during the evening commute, unfortunately. Thankfully, a lot of people are going to scoot on out of work early or didn't even go into work at all today. And then the storm system lifts on out of here by late in the evening, and the cold air comes pouring in. We've had very strong wind gusts. Of course, Blue Hill, elevated area, going to have the highest wind gusts, over 60 miles per hour. But the south coast for Fairhaven, Marston's Mills, Harwich, Taunton, all experiencing gusts of around 50 miles per hour or even higher. And it's still pretty gusty out there in southeastern Mass. There's a 46 mile per hour gust in Falmouth and about 30 mile per hour winds right now in the city of Boston. So those raindrops are kind of getting blown sideways. Thankfully, they're warm ones. These winds are bringing in some balmy temperatures. At times, some of these readings down here have been in the 64, 65 degree range. Right now, most are around 60 degrees. but it's only temporary. It's not going to last long. There's very cold air stacked up to our north and west, and this comes surging in behind this rain later tonight, and that presents a new problem. We're going to see some black ice forming by morning. It's not going to be an instant freeze. We're not seeing a flash freeze this evening, but temperatures will steadily go down, and by morning, down around 28 for the suburbs. So all those puddles that are out there, some of them will start to dry up, but there will still be some in the morning. Watch out for the icy patches as you're heading to some of the football games. Most of the games are 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and they'll be going on through midday with the temperature only 35 degrees, and the wind will make it feel even colder, so the fans are going to need the blankets tomorrow. And then as you're eating dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, it'll be clear and cold with the wind still a little busy out of the west, about 30 degrees, but it'll feel colder than that. Let's take a look at the AccuWeather 7-day forecast. It'll take you through the weekend, and any holiday travel plans that you have over the weekend could be interrupted by some light snow on Sunday. So I'll walk you through day by day to this afternoon. Rain and wind with a temperature up about 60, and then again watch out for black ice late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Windy, colder, otherwise a lot of sunshine with a high of 35. 32 on Friday, cold air continues. And then on Saturday and Sunday, sunny on Saturday and Sunday, a little light snow to finish up the weekend. Guys, back to you.
Just as people are coming back, probably, right, Todd? Awesome, thank you. If you are deep frying this year's Thanksgiving turkey, don't let this happen to you. Improper frying can cause dangerous, even deadly flare-ups. The biggest mistake is filling the pot too full of oil, causing it to spill over, or using oil that's too hot. Even more dangerous is not letting a turkey fully thaw before it goes in. Water and oil obviously don't mix and cause towering grease fires. And if, God forbid, there is a grease fire, remember not to throw water on it. That makes it worse. Use a fire extinguisher instead. Paula?
Well, David, election season may be over, but in just about an hour, we do learn the outcome of one last important decision before the holidays. Popcorn or caramel? Those are the names of the two White House turkeys looking for a presidential pardon today. Voting on whitehouse.gov is now closed, and the president will announce the winner live at 1:15. And just for the record, neither bird will end up on the dinner table. Both will be pardoned, but only one gets the title of National Thanksgiving Turkey. I go with caramel.
I can't tell which one's which. Still ahead here on WBZ, one for the record books.
Yeah, Boston Church gets a big payout after selling the world's most expensive book.
WBZ and the New England Patriots are teaming up this holiday season. And we want you to help us bring some joy to some children in need.
From now through December 15th, bring a new unwrapped toy to the Patriots Pro Shop, Faneuil Hall Marketplace, or the Patriots game against the Cleveland Browns December 8th.
Your donated gifts will be delivered by us, the players, to children in need. Let's make a difference together.
Happy holidays from everyone at WBZ.
And the New England Patriots.
Put value in, take gimmicks out, you'll get a price to shout about. We love Bob's value, there's no doubt. Let's all stand up and sing. Put the value in, take the gimmicks out. Quality, choice, and value, that's what Bob's is all about.
Real marble table and 6 chairs, only $7.99. In your choice of brown or pearl, or if you prefer, even granite, still only $7.99. Add the matching server with real marble or granite, only $11.98 for all 8 pieces.
It's Toyota's Black 10 Days. Such incredible savings, it has commanded the attention of every other sale and offer out there. 10 days of lowest ever 0 for 60, plus $750 bonus cash on Camry. Or the lowest $159 a month lease on Camry. Or on Prius C Hybrid. Toyota's Black 10 Days. It's the King Daddy event of them all. Ends December 2nd. Toyota. Let's go places.
Sometimes, less is more, especially when it comes to knee surgery. See, this apple represents your knee. With total knee replacement, the entire surface has to be removed. But with the Oxford Partial Knee from Biomed, you keep up to 75% of your healthy knee for a more rapid recovery with less pain, more natural motion, and a lifetime implant replacement warranty. The new study also shows Oxford patients were more than twice as likely to be satisfied with their ability to perform daily activities compared to total knee patients. Not all patients are candidates for partial knee replacement. Risks include, but are not limited to, loosening, dislocation, fracture, wear, and infection, any of which can require additional surgery. Only your surgeon can tell if this surgery is right for you. Why get a total knee if all you need is a partial?
the Oxford Partial Knee. For a surgeon in your area, go to oxfordknee.com.
This portion of WBZ News is brought to you by BMW of Peabody.
There are many ways to make a delicious Thanksgiving turkey, but it's very easy to ruin your perfect bird by carving it the wrong way. Coming up today at 5, the 5 things you should do to carve your turkey correctly. And it wouldn't be Thanksgiving Day without the Macy's Day Parade, but Mother Nature might spoil the fun and keep the balloons on the ground. Details today at 5.
Well, it's not just pennies from heaven, it's much more for a local church.
That's right. A book of Psalms from Boston's Old South Church sold for more than $14 million at auction last night, and that is a new record. The book dates to 1640. It's believed to be the first ever printed in what is now the United States. The church says it plans to use the money for its grants and ministries.
$14 million should go a long way.
That's pretty good. So, Todd, for the rest of the afternoon, what are we looking at?
Well, pockets of heavy rain. They continue. It's not as bad as it was at the rush hour this morning, but still, it's going to be rainy for the evening commute. The wind's still going, temperature around 60, and then temperatures take a nosedive. A nosedive. With cleary skies tonight, we're going to see those temps dip down to around 28, 30 degrees. New issues. There's a lot of water out there. It's not going to just disappear. It'll freeze up. Black ice concerns, patches of ice tomorrow morning. Of course, everyone heading out for the 5Ks and the football games, which are 9:30, 10 o'clock kickoffs, most of them. So there could still be some lingering patches of ice then, too. So please be careful driving, not only this afternoon because of the rain, but tonight because of the black ice and tomorrow morning as well. Following that, most of Thanksgiving, beautiful. Sunshine, but windy and cold, 35 degrees. Friday, the cold continues, lasts right on through the weekend. Our next event, perhaps, would be on Sunday. And it looks like a little light snow or some light raindrops here on Sunday as people are heading home, you know? So
the kickoff forecast for all the football games tomorrow looks pretty good.
Just cold.
Yeah,
you know,
chilly
I'm sure
football.
the players will be fine.
Yeah.
The fans won't.
Yeah, they'll be plenty warm.
Right.
Yeah, so next event on Sunday, we'll look for that.
We have one more picture we want to show you now from Mobile 4 to show you what the roadways look like out on the Mass Pike. This is headed westbound out toward Natick. You can see very few cars on the road. Not all that bad, but again, the rain causing issues. We showed you Route 9 in Wellesley, plenty of ponding there. You never know when your wheels are going to hit a big pond of water and turn sideways, so be awfully careful out there.
Before we leave you, a live look inside Logan Airport as well. We have heard word of a couple hundred flights canceled around the country because of real problems at LaGuardia and other airports. Things are pretty good at Logan. Some flights delayed, but they are taking off and landing. So it sounds as though people have planned pretty well for this holiday getaway.
So a lot more on travel coming up at 5 o'clock. We want to say to you, happy Hanukkah and happy Thanksgiving as well. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
That's right. We'll see you for our next newscast today at 5. Have a good afternoon.